Good to go.
She did it!
I will go open the.
stars gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The following broadcast is an official production of the Faulkner Sports Network.
All right, so you see, usually,
Nice
right
with the stage
out.
spike.
Oh my gosh, such low damage.
Cover that up, dude.
Absolutely.
Nice jabs there. Oh, that was.
So now Pikachu really having more of his way with Jigglypuff here.
Very nearly a knockout.
Oh,
There it is.
Dragged down
folks.
into critical with Thunder. Yeah. All right, so nice with the down spike.
Because if I'm in that position as the young one, I literally just stand there.
Yeah.
Oh, gets him with the Thundogga. Nice.
Oh, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Oh, come on.
Oh, well, there he goes. There he goes.
Man, Neutral Lead with 2 kills on that one.
They're both literally at 150.
Nice. Yes.
Great job.
That you're seeing because that hero is so
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
good reflect.
she's not as heavy as she is. Link is actually one of the
Nice.
Nice,
Good read
Platoon.
there.
Here with us for our broadcast of Smash Bros. White. We have a white game for you tonight, and it's going to be Faulkner versus Tougaloo College, so Eagles versus Bulldogs on this Thursday evening. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome into Regitar USA High Res Arena. I'm head coach Caleb Colquitt.
And I'm Ethan Dixon.
All right, yeah, stumbled on your name a little
Yeah.
bit, but we'll get it. It's
Words are hard today.
it's been a while since you've done commentary with us, hasn't it,
It
Ethan?
has. It's been since probably middle of last semester.
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah, Ethan has officially retired, but he was nice enough to come back. The blue team, who usually we get somebody from blue team to do these broadcasts, or reverse, we'll have white team do blue team. But they're actually off at a tournament in Opelika, so Ethan was nice enough to, and a former Smash Bros. Player, of course. So he was,
A grand total of 2 weeks.
yeah. So you didn't stick with it much, but
No, I didn't.
But no, we love Ethan. We're glad that he's back with us, and we appreciate him being nice enough to come back to do this broadcast tonight. And the guys are about to get started, so let's go ahead and meet the team.
Playing as Rob, the Lieutenant, Kaizen, Josh, Chalchi. Maining Sora, SuperDish, Brendan Dishmon. Playing as Ridley, Shadow Death God, Connor Hagin. Maining Bayonetta, 3 AM Dubs, Keandre White. Playing Zero Suit Samus.
Well,
and
Cam's actually not playing
White.
tonight.
Playing Young
I'm also not playing tonight.
Omni Tamer, Caleb Colquitt. Flying high is Pitt.
Got the whole blue team here. this
Apparently,
evening.
yes, yeah. It's like that
By Calzone.
the intro for
Drake Crash!
the intro for Brawl.
Snake.
You know, when they teased Brawl, it was like
Played by
everybody's here.
Houser.
Right, yeah, that was kind of it. And somehow we're still getting the audio from the intros too. That's weird. But anyway, it looks like we've resolved that problem. But yeah, here we are inside the Skyloft in Regitar, USA, high-res arena, and you can see there we've got Josh and Keandre there on the couch, and then Dish all the way in the back staring right at the camera. But yeah, so this is the Skyloft powered by Regitar USA high-res arena. So what they're doing now is they're just getting the arena set up. It seems like Tougaloo's a fairly new team, and so they're kind of trying to help them work through that kind of thing.
Hey, we've all been there.
But yeah, Dish, obviously, Dish has more fun than anybody on the team. I
Yeah.
think it's fair to say that for sure. But yeah, definitely the guys are looking forward to this matchup, and I don't know who they're going to be sending in first. It actually looks like they're going to be sending in Bayonetta, and this is probably a lag test, so I don't know if this is actually who they're going to wind up. Yeah, they're just doing
Yeah,
lag.
it seems to be a lag test.
Yep. So that's all that's going on right now.
I'm interested to see. I haven't. I mean, I've played with the white team people just in, just for fun. But
Yeah, casually, yeah.
I'm itching to see how well they do in a game.
Yeah, so they have not won a game yet this season, but this is only their second game, so
Yeah.
still very early in the season. And I too will be interested to see how all of this pans out. Honestly, Bowser versus Bayonetta does really well in that matchup. So if this winds up being our first match, could be very favorable for us. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, definitely.
And it looks like their lag test is done. So what we'll go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, well, that's weird. I'm going to go ahead and log in here so that I can see the chat so we can see the picks and the bans. But yeah, Ethan, you've played, like you said, with these guys before, and, they have had a surprising amount of growth in this past season.
Absolutely.
Some of them were not new to the game, obviously, but relatively new compared to a lot of the players in this league. And to see them come really far in a short period of time has been impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Just even from, I remember when I was, at the start of the semester, even just from then to now, playing, and I could pretty consistently go blow for blow with Josh, and now I get,
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. In fact, it was funny.
too stuck sometimes.
Yeah, the other night, I was playing Seth, and I remember back when Seth and I, before I was even the esports coach, he and I would play a decent amount, just kind of casually as friends. But yeah, he has really come into his own to the point to where he beats me very consistently now, because he and I used to trade back and forth. I'd say he had about a 60% win ratio, but now it's like, I think I played him in 7 or 8 rounds and I lost every single one. Now I came close in several of them, but he just can consistently beat me even when I'm changing up my characters. But really, and I mean, I know that obviously he's blue team captain, but just comparing where he was at the beginning to where he is now has been something that's been fun to watch for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, hopefully we can get logged in here in a second. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but there we go. That should fix it.
And it looks like we're just waiting on an ID from
Yeah,
from the other team.
well, I think they're hosting tonight. I believe that is the case. So we'll see how that goes. And personally, the fact that they are going to be going up against a new college is interesting, because generally I mean, obviously your colleges with more experience tend to be better just because they're familiar with the format. But with new colleges, because they're new, you never know what you're going to get. Like, it could be that they just threw together 4 guys off campus, or it could be that they recruited for a year and did kind of the like wait until you're actually good enough to play method to where these guys are actually really good. They just happen to not be familiar with the format. I think either way that benefits us just because we're used to crew battles.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see how this college does.
Definitely got a little bit of a wild card here. So
Yeah, that's the thing. This is when you're dealing with new colleges that are new to the league, you're almost always dealing with a dark horse. So
I like that term.
dark horse, yeah, me too. I'm a fan of it. But anyway, we should be getting underway here in just a second. Not sure exactly why it's giving me so much grief over here. I mean, honestly, though, considering how quickly we threw this together at the last minute here, I'm fine with it. Also, I'm interested to see, it looks like Keandre is going to be playing first and going to be sticking with Bayonetta, which is interesting because we had been talking to him sort of behind the scenes, give you a little bit of behind the scenes look at some of the stuff that we talk about. We'd actually talked about him switching mains, and he had been trying out and sort of playing around with, I know for a fact, Palutena. And part of it was just Bayonetta doesn't translate super well to online play because her inputs are so precise. And so a lot of actually it's the same reason why you don't see Cam play a Zero Suit Samus as much as you would think, considering he's a ZSS main. And the reason for that is because you have to be so precise that unless he has like a really favorable matchup, he tends to not use Zero Suit Samus. Bayonetta and Zero Suit Samus are actually very similar in a lot of ways. And so because of that, the play style just doesn't lend itself to the style that they use.
All right, looks like we're getting into the first game.
Yep, it certainly appears so.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so first matchup against Smash Smash White and Tougaloo. And it looks like Bayonetta struggling a little bit against Bowser, but has actually gotten more attacks. It's just when you're playing a Bowser, you don't have to get hit that often to be at, a decent amount of damage. That 30 damage was probably just 2 hits. Yeah, Whirling Fortress, good use of that. And Bowser Bomb.
Oh, that rough front smash.
Yeah, Bowser forward smash is one of the deadliest moves in the game. It kills at very low damage, as you just saw.
And Bayonetta's pretty light too, isn't she?
Relatively, yes. She's significantly lighter than her counterpart that I was just talking about, Zero Suit Samus. And so she's a very kind of she's not floaty, but she's one of the lighter characters, I guess is the best way to say that.
Yeah.
And I will say, not that Bowser is necessarily known for his juggle game, but Keandre doing a good job of avoiding the juggle attempts that have happened so far. It seems to be when they're like going one-on-one on the ground that he starts to struggle. So I think staying off of the ground as much as possible is probably Keandre's strategy going forward.
And that makes sense because Bowser doesn't seem to have a whole lot of just aerial movement. Like he does his one aerial thing, and he's got a couple of attacks, but that's about it.
Yeah, that seems to be the case, although Bayonetta having some trouble here, man, a real missed opportunity there when he goes into shield for a long time to use one of Bayonetta's kill throws. All right, so kind of dancing around the stage again. This is where Bayonetta tends to get into some trouble. Oh, but nice shield on the over-platform game. But Bayonetta, Bowser at 184, this is definitely kill. He needs to get in a decisive hit. There it is.
There you go.
Nice KO.
Ooh.
But unfortunately, Bowser answers almost immediately without taking any damage.
With the kickback.
Oh. And an unfortunate up air lands him right on top of Whirling Fortress.
Just barely misses the down air there.
Yeah. Although, you know, to his credit, Bowser doing a pretty good job of avoiding the juggle game, too.
Absolutely.
Nice attempt at ledge guarding. Had a very punishable move there, but able to turn it around, so... You know, one thing I can really tell that Keandre's been working around on recently is that his moves and attacks are not much different than they have been for a while now, but his aerial movement is much better.
Yeah.
All right, makes it back to ledge.
Really, yeah.
Ooh.
That was a little spicy there.
Yeah, I was a little worried at the moment. If Keandre can manage to eke out another kill here, though, even if he winds up not winning the set, that's going to be really helpful to his team.
Absolutely. Takes a nasty down air there.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Tries to down air. I think he was trying to read that Bowser was going to get on top and try to do a juggle there, but unfortunately misreads that completely. And so he is down to just loses all three of his stocks while only taking one of Tougaloos.
Absolutely.
So that means that we're going to be sending in somebody else. And not sure who exactly that would be. Again, I'm locked out of the chat right here. So we'll have to figure that out as we go along. Part of the thing, and this is the funny thing that you guys can't see from over there, part of the reason that I'm not able to access is because not only did it lock me out, but it had my verification to get me back in through my phone, which in a rush to get out of Greek class, I left.
Oh,
so
no.
I actually do not have my phone on me, and that's the reason I don't have the code to put in. So, I mean, it is partially their fault for locking me out, but it's also partially my fault for forgetting my phone, which is unfortunate.
May just be one of those, oh, it's been 30 days, time to reset everything.
I hope that's not the case, but it would not be the first time that happened. Let's see here. I wonder if maybe I used... You know what? I think I may have used my personal email here, and that may be the problem too, because, you know, not only am I the coach, I also play, and so I may have used my personal email to juxtapose that to my work email, which I use as the coach. So that may be part of the problem as well.
It looks like they're sending in Dish, playing Sora. Don't think they've decided on a map yet.
Yeah, some growing pains I'm hearing from the other side here. But we will get back to the action here in just a second.
Just a moment.
And we're looking forward to seeing also what the blue team has to say about their tournament experience. Now, we won't know anything until later, but whenever they get back, I definitely intend to ask them like how they went, how like if they were able to get pretty far into the tournament. They do this particular tournament once a week, so it's not like a big regional or anything.
Really?
But it'll be good. And of course, they're not competing as a team, they're all competing as individuals. So like we may see like one guy go really far into the tournament, one guy not make it in at all. And so it'll just be interesting to see how their experience goes. And I instructed Rafe that he is to bring me back a bag of white cheddar habanero beaver nuggets.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on? 2. Yeah, well, sorry, the guys were saying it was 2 bags, and it was 2 bags. But I told him I would definitely pay that for him. So
I've never had beaver nuggets.
You've never had beaver nuggets?
Never had beaver nuggets.
Oh, dude, you got to try the beaver
But
nuggets.
anything that's like white cheddar jalapeno is pretty good. Usually
Habanero.
Oh, habanero.
It's even
excuse
spicier.
me. No, anything that's white cheddar habanero is usually pretty good in my book.
That's my favorite. I've had several different beaver nuggets. And by the way, if Buc-ee's wants to sponsor us, we wouldn't say no.
I mean,
The official gas station of Faulkner Smash.
yeah.
Uh,
With
Faulkner University is in no way affiliated with Buc-ee's Incorporated.
Yeah, with all the traveling that we do.
Yeah, for sure.
So much travel.
For sure. I would love, but I mean, if anyone from Buc-ee's is watching, we would totally take you as a sponsor. We are not going to say no to that. Heck, we will, and I told them this, we have a sponsorship deal right now because we're trying to get lockers. Mm-hmm. And I told our sponsors, like the people that are interested, I said, like, if you sponsor our lockers, it is expensive, but we will paint your company's logo on our lockers. I could see our lockers in there with a giant beaver head on it. I would not be opposed to that, is all I'm saying.
Yep.
But anyway. So, yeah, they're off to Auburn, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on or what the delay is, but the current score is 11-9. So Tougaloo actually with the lead, but we're not sure what the delay is. Again, for whatever reason, I'm not able to sign in here. Let's see if I can do something else here, get like an alternate way to sign in. It seems like part of the issue that's going on here is that they may have not understood how the picks and bans are working. So I think that may be part of it.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're new to this, you can see that. Okay. I may be able to get in here through this. I'm sure the audience is just loving the password roulette game we're playing here.
Thrilling, exciting gameplay right here.
Yeah, this is peak broadcasting. This is what you tune in for right here.
All right. It's like we're finally getting in.
All right, awesome.
All right, looks like next up is Dish playing Sora.
Certainly appears that way.
The Tougaloo appearing to have a little bit of an issue here, not entirely knowing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, again, they're new to this, so, you know, give them some grace. We're perfectly okay with that, but we'll have to restart that match. I do love Wisdom Form Sora.
Yes.
Wisdom Form Sora is one of my favorites.
I don't know anything about, Kingdom Hearts lore, but I just like that it's blue.
You just like blue?
Yeah.
Well, it's Faulkner Sora. We'll say it that way.
Exactly.
Does that make it better? Faulkner Sora.
Faulkner Sora.
I'm on board with it. Okay, here we go.
Here we go again.
So Bowser takes his stock.
Off he goes.
Wait, that wasn't a taunt. Okay. I guess he's okay with the, 5 extra damage.
I don't know if it matters, honestly.
With Bowser, it probably doesn't. 5% damage on Bowser is 2% on a normal character.
Exactly.
If I were him, I would just rather deal with the 5% and not worry about it.
Oof.
Nice little Sonic Blade there.
Tries to catch him in the Thundaga.
Yep. Bowser astute enough not to get caught by that. Oh, nice little combo there with forward air. Or I guess that's neutral air, actually. Oh, tries to thunder, but Bowser smartly dodging inward to avoid it.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah, that Blizzaga up B counter is one that Brandon has really been practicing and doing a good job with, but unfortunately it doesn't work as well against Bowser because he's so heavy.
Yeah. And he just takes the nasty. Oh,
Oh, and we take a quick stock off of him there.
just narrowly misses with that forward air.
Yep.
With that forward smash.
All right, nice little forward air or forward smash there. Oh, good stuff.
Very nice.
So Brandon does unfortunately lose a stock, but takes down Bowser, takes down both of his stocks with just Sora. So now Faulkner in a much better position, only down by a single stock. And congrats to Brandon for taking care of business. Would have been nice if he had been able to keep all three and bring it to a tie, but I mean, especially against a heavy character that's hard to KO like Bowser, you know, can't ask for much more than that. So really well played round by him.
Absolutely, and he was still, 2 for 1 on stocks, so
That's also true, yeah,
can't complain too much.
for sure. There we go.
And we're in.
We are in. My hacking skills. And by hacking, I mean remembering my password.
Yeah. And by hacking, you mean putting in putting your password in over and over.
And about 5,000 captures.
Yes.
You ever fail a captcha and then like, what if I am a robot?
I always, whenever it gives you like multiple in a row, I always think that I end up failing them, and then I freak out because it's like, it gives you do all the ones for the one, and then it gives you another. It's like, wait, what? How did I mess that up?
Now, I know you know this, but the worst CAPTCHA system I've ever dealt with is Blizzard.
Oh, yes.
Blizzard's CAPTCHA is just insane. Drives me absolutely crazy. They're like, point the lawnmower this direction or
yes.
whatever. Gosh, I hate Blizzard's CAPTCHA system. But that is one nice thing about Nintendo. They may not understand how the internet works, but that also means they don't understand CAPTCHAs. So it's kind of a trade-off there.
Yep.
Bad internet service, but also bad internet security.
Exactly. I'm not entirely sure that's a good trade.
Maybe. It looks like they have picked Town and Country. So, and this is going to be Tiamat Apostle.
Man, got a D&D fan.
Apparently. I was actually going to go with Final Fantasy.
Or that.
Yeah. Granted, Bahamut is the more common one,
Yes.
but Tiamat does appear in a few Final Fantasy games. Tiamat's ancient Mesopotamian legend, the mother of all monsters.
Yep.
See, who said watching video game streams isn't educational?
Exactly. History.
When you have a Bible major, that helps. All right, let's go ahead and head to the action. All right. And there goes Sora's stock and taunt. All right. So a Pyramithra.
Interesting. Definitely a little bit more evenly matched in the speed category.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, no.
Oh. You know what I bet happened there? The other team was like, wow, that recovery was awesome. He was just showing off. Nope.
Nope.
Only Sora could have pulled that off.
Of course.
Yeah, both combatants playing very cautiously,
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Interesting that Pither's going for the character switch, though.
I've noticed that even though they're supposed to be a team that almost everybody either prefers Pyra or Mithra, like one to the other, and so they feel more comfortable in one form than the other.
That makes sense.
And so this may just be somebody that's a little more comfortable with Myra.
Fair enough. Myra?
Sorry, you said Pithra and it threw me off. It's Pyra Mithra. Mithra.
Ooh.
Oh.
A little
Dueling fire attacks. Oh, man.
narrowly missed.
I was about to say, that was a good move by Brandon, but unfortunately, she was just a hair too far inside for it to work.
everybody just really having to play it careful.
Well, also the fact that the platform magically appeared beneath him didn't help.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, so Thunder is a very bad guard for when you're underneath someone because of where its hitbox is. Nice KO by the SuperDish.
He is the superest of the dishes.
Right. You have regular dishes, but we don't have one of those. We have
Nope.
the SuperDish.
Yep. I'm just picturing like a coffee cup with a cape on it.
Yeah. I may or may not have one of those.
Why-
Actually,
why does that not surprise me?
I don't have any with capes. I do have one. I have 2 Superman coffee cups, though.
Very nice.
Oh, yes. Very punishable. Really, I'm kind of surprised that didn't kill, to be perfectly honest. And if it hadn't been for that platform appearing where it did, that would have been the end of
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
stock as well. The stage getting some favorable circumstance there from the stage. Oh, lightning cluster just caught him like right at the tail end.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
and the swap saved him.
Oh.
Oh,
Yikes.
man. And the fact, I really thought that, like, when the sound happened, I really thought that what had happened is that Dish had gotten the kill. And, I mean, that's kind of what you expected with 177, but, yeah.
'Cause he was this close.
Oh, yeah. Well, Dish got what would have been a kill in most circumstances more than once. There were 2 times I counted, might have been more if I looked at the review, 2 times that the stage helped him out. And that's one of the reasons that I avoid town. Like, that's one of the first ones I always ban because the platforms are constantly changing.
Definitely.
Personally, I think it should be an illegal stage, but that's me. I do.
Slightly biased.
Well, it's granted, you know, and I make no bones about it. I'm one of the guys that actively advocates for the only legal stage being Final Destination. Because I'm a Melee guy, and that's back when Final Destination was the only legal stage.
Yeah.
And so I would be fine with just having no stages other than Final Destination. But unfortunately, they've added a whole bunch of them. So, but of all the stages that are legal, the one that bothers me the most is Town and Country. I just think because it changes all the time, it shouldn't.
That's fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I also have learned that I don't enjoy as I'm picking up Pika.
Oh yeah.
And as I'm picking up Pika, I'm figuring out that I also don't appreciate platforms.
Yep.
Because trying to get, Thunder Jolt advances and stuff like that, set up for grabs and all that just doesn't.
It doesn't
go
work as well with, yeah. Well, see, with me, the biggest thing is I play a lot of zoning characters, and with platformers, especially if you're playing a smaller zoning character like Young Link, you can hide from the projectiles. Like, you can, if somebody air dodges or gets around my arrows or boomerang, fine, but I don't like the fact that they can literally just hide on a platform and stand there and not do anything and avoid my attacks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, so that's my own thing. Like, I could understand the case for small battlefield. I understand the case for regular battlefield. But Town and Country, in my opinion, like, no one should have ever considered it as, even a candidate for a legal stage because of the fact that it changes, in my opinion.
All right, here we go again.
Yep. So this is going to be Moniker playing as Rob versus Pyramithra. So they've sent in the lieutenant.
Oh, gets the.
Yeah, just the tail end of his, and I don't think it was intentional, but he got the tail end of his taunt there. Oh, nice.
Hits him with the last 2 hits of the side B.
Yep. Side B being super safe.
Oh, yeah.
One of the safest moves in the entire game. Likes to play the gyro game too.
Yeah, that's another thing. He's massively
Yeah,
improved.
nice spike.
He's massively improved his gyro game over the last couple of months.
Oh, 100%.
Really fun to see. Not nearly as fun to play against.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm glad that the guys are getting better, but it makes me look worse as a Smash player.
Fair enough.
Because, I mean, seriously, when this program started, I would say, pretty much inarguably the second best Smash player in the arena. And now, like, I don't know exactly where I am, but I wouldn't even make blue team.
Yeah.
And part of it is also because I don't practice. I'm sure if I worked at it like they did, I'd be better. But still, that just speaks to how far this team has come.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
It's definitely become, you know, I've definitely noticed that, you know, since I haven't really been a part of the team in a little while, that it just, you know, the difference is.
Oh, man. Kind of a surprise there. I'm not sure what happened. Like, I couldn't see enough of the exchange to see what was the exchange there.
I think he just took a really nasty forward smash.
Well, no, I know that that's what happened. I'm saying, like, what led up to it. I couldn't tell if he, like, just was trying to shield but accidentally spot dodged or something. Okay, and that's going to be another one for the Eagles. Faulkner now only tailing by a single stock. And with Josh, let's see if Josh can take a couple of stocks in the next one and bring it back to a tie. So, nothing yet on the chat, but they will undoubtedly be... Okay, so Mike is coming in, whoever that is. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously someone on the other team. Playing Toon Link.
Wow.
Okay. So, this will be one that the guys have seen my Young Link a lot, and you play against Toon Link and Young Link in very similar ways, but I'm hoping we don't have an issue where they play exactly the way you do Young Link, because there are some nuances.
Yep, definitely.
And so you do have to, like, if you are really good against Young Link, you're about 90% of the way there to being really good against Toon Link. Yep. But there are a few subtle differences that you have to watch out for. Primarily the fact that his down air is much faster.
Yeah.
And you do have to space a little differently, because Toon Link's forward smash is powerful, but it's not nowhere near as powerful. Like, it's Young Link's go-to kill move in a lot of situations, whereas that's not true for Toon Link. And so there are a few things that you have to worry about a little bit more or a little bit less with Toon Link. And so hopefully, like, playing against Young Link as often as they do, they haven't, like, gotten into habits that will mess them up playing Toon Link.
Yep.
But
it's one of the things that Nintendo's done really well for this game is they've managed to keep all of the links so that they're similar enough that you can say, oh, it's a Link, you know, it's a Link. I know somewhat what to do, but at the same time, they also have all of their individual things that they do well.
Yeah, and to be honest, Adult Link is still a Link, and so because of that, the gameplay is somewhat similar, but his range with his sword is so much better.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that he has now remote bombs instead of regular bombs, and the fact that he doesn't have the tether grab, they've made him significantly different than he was in the last game. And so because of that, a lot of people that played Link, like Adult Link, actually switched to Young Link or Toon Link. And I know because I played Link. I mean, obviously I can play any of the Links with some degree of competency just because I'm a Young Link main. But honestly, if I jump in as Adult Link, that's a fairly sizable adjustment to where there are certain aspects of my experience that actually work against me.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like the fact that I can't rely on bomb at all because you have to remote bomb, and even if you do hit with bomb, here's the thing, and it's the dirty little secret that Adult Link mains don't want you to know. The truth is, bomb's not that scary.
No.
Like, it does some damage and it has a little bit of knockback, but the truth is, the remote bomb doesn't do all that much.
Yeah.
And so because of that, it's like this big threatening thing that people avoid, but the truth is, if you get hit by it, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so here we go. So Rob going to go ahead and take his first stock. And going to get back on platform. And they're going to taunt with the Wind Waker out. And he goes with the Shadow Toon Link skin. Now, this is one thing that it's not a huge factor. Oh, nice reflect on the boomerang there. It's not a massive factor, but Toon Link does have the shield like all the Links and Hero. And so some of the projectiles, Toon Link actually has to be moving for Rob to hit with them. So interestingly, this Toon Link seems to rely pretty heavily on his tether grab, which is not horrible to use every once in a while because it is one of the few tether grabs in the game.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's very slow and has a lot of in lag, so it's very punishable.
Definitely. It's interesting sometimes just there are a couple of those characters that you would think have tether grabs but don't.
And actually, tether grab was his undoing there because you saw he was able to pop out tether grab. He was trying to reach ledge, but instead got Rob, which did a little damage, but it made it to where he was unable to recover after that.
He got a little greedy there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it was aggressive. I think he just didn't realize that Rob was coming after him.
Yeah. Didn't expect the edge guard.
Yep. No one expects the Rob edge guard.
The edge guard position.
Exactly. Uh-oh. And Pinecones himself.
Just really, yeah. Having a little bit of trouble there just trying to stay on the stage.
Yeah, and so this is Faulkner's first lead of the evening. And if Josh can... Oh, got a good job of edge guarding by the Toon Link there. But if Josh manages to actually take another stock, which granted is going to be tough because he's at 128, but if he manages to take another stock and is able to go into the next match 5 versus 3, we are in very good position.
Yes,
and it looks like he's going to. Josh, man.
Just barely.
The lieutenant taking care of business. Doesn't lose a single stock on that one.
Yeah, that was great.
Man, what a showing. So that puts Faulkner at a score of 3-5, and even if Josh doesn't wind up winning this next one and 3-stocking him, if he can just get down a stock or two and then leave the rest to our cleanup guy, man, that's going to be big for Faulkner to win this first one.
Yep, absolutely.
So hopefully that's what we have here in a second. Looking forward to that. But, man, really, really good showing by them.
Yeah, that was great.
Josh is given the same bands, which is Kalos, Halabastion, and Town and City. I think watching that Town and City match, Josh was like, yeah, I don't want none of that. Town and City has not been kind to us tonight.
Yeah.
Really responsible for 2 of our stocks being lost. But anyway, they picked Small Battlefield, which is actually really good for Josh because he prefers Battlefield, but Small Battlefield, there's very little adjustment you have to make, especially as a Rob player.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's going to be really good for us. The fact that they picked Small Battlefield actually works in our favor. They have not... it looks like Jeremy, who is the captain, is going to be coming in for this one. So I don't know if that means he's their best player or not, but he is the captain, and he's going to be Inkling.
Inkling. All right.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. Don't see many Inklings.
Not in competitive play. We have played one, and they were pretty good.
Yeah.
But Inkling is not one that's really considered pretty high in the meta. I think normally when I see tier lists, they're somewhere around B and C. So, and here we go. All right, Josh gonna take his first stock there. And I don't think it matters, but actually you are supposed to be on platform when you taunt. Like, I don't think Josh cares, but that is the rules, so. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a scenario where that would matter.
So this Inkling, doing a really good job of spacing, and because Inkling's such a powerful... I'm not sure what just happened there.
Did he gimp somehow?
I don't know.
Hit anything?
like, not only was Rob at low damage, but Rob has one of the best recoveries in the game, but it seemed like he wasn't able to activate his jump for some reason. It was very strange.
It was strange.
So kind of a...
Good side B, though.
Oh.
Oh, misses the...
Yeah, misses the ledge a little bit, so now Tougaloo down to 2 stocks. Yeah, like I said, if Josh can just take one more, I mean, obviously we'd love for him to just win the match outright here. But if Josh can just take one more, that means he would have to 3-stock Connor. So,
yeah.
And I just don't see him doing that. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, we don't need to relax here yet, but
Yeah.
Faulkner isn't still in a pretty good position despite the...
Oh, just take...
Oh, man.
Gets the pitfall right there and
Yep.
just sweeps it out from under him.
Well, so there it goes. Faulkner now only up by a single stock, and that means that Connor is left. And Connor has been going through an interesting phase here where he's playing with a lot of different characters. So I've seen him pick up Ridley, which has been really interesting. But I mean, he started out as a Lucario main. I've seen him play just a couple of the different Mii characters. And so I'll be interested to see. It looks like he is going to be sending in Ridley. They are requesting a gentleman to Pokemon Stadium 2. I don't know if he's going to accept that offer. But yeah, Shadow Death Guy going in on Ridley, which I don't know if that's the best pick at the moment. Not saying it's bad, but Ridley, very wide body, easy to hit, playing a projectile character, might not be the best matchup, but we'll see. I mean, I still feel pretty confident that Connor can win this.
Yeah. I think we've got just enough of a lead that we should be.
Yep. All right, they taunt. Also, paint is flammable, so I think that helps Ridley too.
There you go. But I mean, yeah, fair enough. It's gonna
Paint
save
types
it.
are weak to fire.
Ooh.
Man, a very nasty series of aerials there. And that is one of the things that I was kind of talking about. Ridley is kind of a juggle hazard because he is so large, and on top of that, he's one of the lighter characters, which you wouldn't think that because he's freaking massive.
Yeah.
But he's actually not nearly as heavy as you would think. He's not a lightweight by any means, but he's also like mid-tier, like he's middleweight at best.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know this. He's actually significantly lighter than Samus, which is kind of funny.
That's ironic, kind of ironic.
It's because of all the armor. That's how they justify the weight.
Yes.
Oh, and a nice star KO
Yeah, really nice.
from Shadow Death Guy.
Down smash there. Ooh.
Oh, but answers immediately, and now Connor's still up a stock, but was not able to cake on any damage before losing that one. And the ledge guarding game has been so important, really, to both combatants here. Like, it seems like both of them are struggling to get back onto stage once they've lost it. Oh, and a good recovery there.
Get some real nice damage there with that neutral B.
Yeah, and one thing you're noticing, too, is that Connor tends to be a little bit more apt to go off ledge and try to spike. But he hasn't done that much this match, and I really think it's because he's noticed that the Inklings had some trouble recovering, and so he's preferred to just kind of play it safe and stay back a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly, based on what we've seen tonight, that's what I'd do too. Going in for the kill there.
Ooh, just
Oh,
barely.
man.
Very
There it is.
nice.
A nice little neutral air.
nice.
And it's funny because he actually took damage off of it too, but it doesn't matter. It gets the win. So this is the first set that Faulkner has won this season. And so love to take this momentum and score another one and just get a 2-0 score, hopefully.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Faulkner in a very good position to win this game now. So props to all the guys who played extremely well, and Connor that came in clutch there at the tail end. Dragon beats Painter, so or Squid. We'll go with Squid.
Yeah.
Yes. Contemplate the difference between squidness and kidness. But anyway, Inkling going down in the face of Ridley. So that was a really fun match to watch, and you could see that Connor, still staying cool even though the pressure was on him, and after Josh was not able to take a second stock, he still just played his game. And to be honest, he was in the position that even if they had been tied at 3, probably still would have won it the way that match was going.
Absolutely.
So really, really good showing by Faulkner, and congrats on the Eagles for winning the first set. Now let's go ahead. Remember, it's only halftime, so we got a whole another set or 2 to play. Hopefully just one.
Hopefully do
it. Yeah, one's what we're hoping for. We're hoping it's halftime. But that means that we're going to go ahead and see our second round against the Bulldogs. And, hopefully we'll be able to get a little get ready to go with that one. It looks like they have chosen their character for the next round, which is going to be Lacey, which I believe is one we've not seen before, or it was one before we were able to open chat. Oh, no, wait. It's Bowser,
it's
so it
Bowser.
probably is that Bowser that we saw initially. So I wonder if Faulkner is going to change up their strategy here. Because honestly, Bayonetta, like I said, is not a bad matchup for Bowser. It didn't wind up going our way. But, I mean, do you go with a reset, or do you notice, Keandre struggled a little bit with that one, so let's go with someone else? There's a couple different schools of thought here. If I'm in their position, I'll probably throw Keandre in there anyway. I feel like, especially watching that early match versus late match, he struggled a lot in the early match, but he started figuring out the patterns in the late match. So I think that he might be able to take a couple stocks off to start this one.
It feels like he's warmed up a little bit more now and got his feet under him.
I think so too. So I mean, I probably sing Keandre in first as well, and I think he'll actually I could be wrong, but my prediction. Yep, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to send in 3 a.m. dubs on Bayonetta. So they are going to Gentlemen to Pokemon Stadium 2 as well. So we're going to see a repeat of the previous start of the match, and hopefully ends a little differently for us this time. I'd love for Keandre to just be able to go in there and clean house and take the first match, but we'll see how that goes. All right, and here we go. We're underway here in just a second. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go!
If you need to learn how to talk to a lady, ask your mum.
All right, and they taunt, so it's time to play. All right, and coming out with a very strong aerial to start out with. Bowser able to get a Whirling Fortress off. And the command grab for the Bowser Bomb.
And they're back to even. Ooh.
That is surprising because
Really
even though that forward smash is one of the strongest moves in the game, I get that. Killing even at that spot on the stage at 64, that's surprising.
Yeah.
All right, very punishable here. I was about to say he really needs to take on some damage. So now that's one thing that probably not the best. Oh, no. Pine cones himself. And very quickly, Keandre down by 2. You can see he waits a little bit longer on the respawn. He's sitting, he's thinking, he's trying to figure out what do you do now. Bowser already very much at kill damage. Granted, it's Bowser, so he's harder to kill at 104. But there it is.
There we go.
Just good old-fashioned forward smash on the edge. Actually, exactly the way that he lost his first stock.
Exactly.
So kind of a little payback there. I will say this, I think the big difference in these two players. players so far has been that Bowser is better at ledge guarding.
Yep.
Keandre tends to
just tough guys his way.
yeah, just tough guys his way through it. That's the problem with Bowser. You can actually be doing something technically right, but because it's Bowser, he can just ignore it, which is very, very frustrating. It's one of the reasons I don't love playing Bowser or Kazuya. They both have a lot of tough guy moments, and so because of that, it's just very annoying that you can actually be attacking them and they just can brush it off like it's not happening.
Nope.
But it is what it is. It defies the laws of physics. I mean, I guess if you get like a, 2-ton turtle shell on your back, you get to tough guy through some things.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyway, that's where we are. Disappointing opening round, but definitely something that Faulkner can recover from. Faulkner is one more stock back than they were at this point in the game because unfortunately Keandre. Oh no, wait, it's even because he took one stock in the last one. Okay, so actually Faulkner in exactly the same position as they were last time, and they're going to answer exactly the same way by sending in Sora. So I guess they figure, well, it worked last time, might as well try it again.
Exactly.
Which honestly, I don't have any complaints about that. So if it works, it works. I grew up from the Gus Malzahn era of Auburn football.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you remember his coaching philosophy was keep doing it till it stops working. So, I don't know. I'm kind of with him on that one.
Fair enough.
I tell you what else would be cool, too. I would love for the blue team to be rolling back in from Auburn at like 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, guys, we won the game. White team won their first game tonight. That'd be awesome. To be able to tell them that.
Absolutely.
Like Zane shows up, Zane, that's his brother. Rafe shows up and he's like, hey, how'd the game go tonight? Oh, we won. Give me my beaver nuggets. That's exactly how that conversation would go.
Victory, beaver nuggets.
Yes. Is it the final destination, though?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, they have, so Dish is chosen to go Final Destination because Smashville, Kalos, and Battlefield have been banned, so he's going flat earth on them. Love it. Love to see it. I actually got into an argument with somebody about flat earth once.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I said, oh, yeah? Well, then how come the Mario Galaxy stage is rounded? What do you think about that? He had no idea how to respond to that. Checkmate.
I think I'd be a little disappointed about that too. I'm gonna be honest.
Sometimes in an argument, you can just break somebody down and coax them into silence by saying something so stupid they have no idea how to respond to it.
That's my strategy.
That's your strategy?
Yeah. Just say something so dumb that they don't know.
I mean, it's not the worst strategy. Oh, I was afraid that Sonic Blade was not going to work, but it actually wound up hitting at the tail end. Oh, no. Actually, Bowser DI'd out of his range.
Ooh.
Oh, tough guy threw it again.
Yikes.
Wow. Oh, nice. The Thundaga for the win. Ooh. Little scary, but Brandon able to read it.
Yeah, just barely misses him.
Oh, and Bowser actually dropped shield a little early, so Thundaga hit him.
Takes a little bit of a sketchy Sonic Blade there.
Yeah, honestly, I would have tapped out of that one. Uh-oh.
Interesting.
By the way, smart for Sora to recover low there.
Good hit with a Thundaga. Just barely misses the. Oh.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
All right, well, down to 1 stock, but Bowser at 121. So hopefully he can get a kill here. Nope.
There we
Oh, and a nice forward smash. Bowser, I think, trying to get behind him. But unfortunately for him, Keyblade wound up outspacing him by a hair. And that winds up with the Eagles being able to take those 3 stocks. Unfortunately, Bowser does get 2 off of him.
Yep.
Which means that we are now down by 2. So Sora going to have a good showing here, play a little cleanup, and hopefully give Kaizen a better opportunity. Well, Kaizen and Shadow Death Guy. I don't know which one that'll go first, but give them a little bit better opportunity.
Yep.
And it looks like they're going to go Pyramithra here. So it looks like we're having mostly just a repeat of the last round.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, since we won the last round, I'm perfectly okay with that if it winds up being the same. But, yeah, so Pyramithra going to be the next matchup. And gotta say, it's definitely not a bad matchup. Let's see. Dish has banned Town and City. Good. Smashville and Battlefield. So that leaves him with Pokemon Stadium, Small Battlefield, Final Destination. We'll see which one he winds up going with. For Pyramithra, those are good bans because Pyramithra does very well with platforms, has a lot of under-platform and over-platform options. For example, Prominence Revolt gets a lot of people because they think they're safe under-platform, but it has a pretty significant hitbox below platform when it lands. Now, granted, I don't worry about it quite as much because if you're Young Link, you're actually so short that it doesn't matter. Yeah, but still, you have to worry about that. So it'll be interesting to see which direction that they go.
Absolutely.
It looks like they haven't responded, probably thinking it through. But
yep, Pittsburgh got all of her good maps taken out. So
yep, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, the fact that I think banning Town and City will make a big difference in this matchup because, like I said, there were 2 stocks there that I'm not saying that the players didn't have anything to do with it, but the platform saved her twice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There were two occasions where the field made a big difference there. And Kalos. So Kalos, probably the smartest of the options that are remaining. Because Pyramithra's recovery is not stellar as either character, having those extra platforms to recover high from on the sides is really helpful. And if you'll remember, those side platforms are one of the ones that saved her in the last round that she would have died had she been on any other stage. So Kalos, a smart pick for Pyramithra. And while both of these characters have excellent recovery, one of the advantages is that it's a disadvantage for Mithra. But it's an advantage for Pyra because Kalos has a higher stage. Pyra is a little heavier, which will make her harder to KO. At least up.
Yeah. Just the trio of whiffs.
Yep.
Start.
That happens with a lot of Smash stages. They'll start out very cautious and trying to feel out their opponent, and then you just get a minute or 2 in, and they're just like all aggro.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of a directional mishap there. Ooh, very punishable.
Another directional mishap.
Why am I facing the wrong way? Oh, wow. That was a heck of a dodge out of Thundaga there.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, missed opportunity there by Sora.
Yeah.
But it's fine. He recovers and gets a Thundaga off. Again, the high ceiling for Kalos. Oh, and the transformation actually dodges for him. And a nice forward slash.
Nice.
Man, Dish playing a heck of a game here, taking only 41 damage to get a kill on Pyramithra. Oh, and Mithra's speed able to... It does seem like this player is more comfortable with Mithra than Pyra.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense.
Which, to be honest, even if you were playing the way that they were intended to be made, you should be Mithra more often than Pyra.
Yeah.
At least that's the theory, anyway.
If I understand correctly, it's, you know, it's basically just Mithra for low percents,
Yes.
Pyra for high. Okay.
So generally speaking, I mean, obviously people play it different ways, but generally speaking, you want to play Mithra is your early game, and Pyra for your finishers.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Ooh. Narrowly avoids the Thundaga there.
Good shield through that. That could have very well been the end for him. Oh, but an unfortunately timed forward smash, and Dish unfortunately leaves 142 damage on it. That's a shame because that would have been really big to get one more stock, and really he had gotten to the point to where he really should have been able to get a kill, but for whatever reason just not able to seal the deal there. And Thundaga, if it had caught, probably would have done it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know that for sure because Pyra is heavier. But, you know, just not having a lot of awesome kill options, and I do think Kalos probably played into it a little bit because there was that one where he got a very high hit, but it didn't quite KO. You know, it's hard to say because we don't know exactly. Maybe the stage didn't make a difference there. Could have. But either way, good performance by Tougaloo on that one, and good on them for being able to, I don't know if they read that Thundaga or just happened to be going in for a smash and happened to miss it. But either way, got the kill, so it doesn't matter. So, let's see. It looks like Josh has requested the bans. They've asked if Rob is the one coming back out, but they don't have to reveal that.
No.
Oh, apparently they do.
Oh, did it?
I don't think it'll matter much because, frankly, Rob is one of those characters that stage makes not a ton of difference for him.
Yeah.
Obviously, Josh prefers platforms and really likes Battlefield, that kind of thing, but there's a lot of characters that want Final Destination.
Yeah.
And for them, stage makes a big difference because there's only one Final Destination and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But for characters that tend to like your Battlefields and your platform stages, stage doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
So Rob being one of those characters, really any of your aerial characters don't care about stage quite as much. Like your Game & Watch mains don't have to worry about it a whole lot. Your Sheik mains don't have to worry about it a whole lot. Joker does some, but it's primarily not because of how he plays. It's more like his height and how big his hitboxes are. Sonic some a little bit, but he's so fast it doesn't make a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, those are some of the characters where stage doesn't make a massive difference for them. The only thing about Sonic is he does prefer platforms because he likes to be able to have somewhere to hide.
Yeah.
So he does like, I kind of take that back a little bit. Stages do make a bigger difference for him, but primarily just as long as it's not Final Destination.
Yeah. I would also argue that the characters with longer reaches don't care as much about platforms.
That's generally true. I would say that's the case because if you have stage makes significantly less difference to me when I'm playing Cloud, for example, than when I'm playing Young Link. So makes a difference, sure, but not nearly as much.
Yeah.
For Cloud, the main thing is, can I not die going off stage?
Exactly.
Which on almost every stage, the answer is no. Great character overall, but recovers like Little Mac. It's just not good. Okay, so we got Rob versus Pyramithra. And we're on Small Battlefield, which is one of Josh's favorites. Probably not as big a favorite as regular Battlefield, but still loves this stage, does a lot with it. So they're going to taunt. Also, this music sounds a lot like Mortal Kombat. I've always thought it was funny how much this music sounds like Mortal Kombat.
That is ironic.
Because, you know, they're one of the main fighting game series that are not represented in this game. Good forward air. And we can see so far Josh's, what his bread and butter has been in this matchup so far has been he seems to do better with aerials. Yep, and that's going to be a very early kill for Josh. Excellent kill,
Great.
Which brings Faulkner down to a only a 1 stock deficit, which they have not been in since the beginning of this round. Oh, I really expected him to go for the second forward air, but instead he goes neutral air.
Yeah, just racking up the damage, getting the...
That's one of the things that's annoying when you're playing a Rob, is that he'll throw gyro, you shield from gyro, you're like, yay, I avoided gyro, and then laser hits right afterward.
Yep.
Oh, and a nice neutral air there. One of Rob's better moves. And doing a pretty good job of juggling against this Pyro. What he has to watch for is just a sneaky Prominence Revolt coming in there and doing a lot of damage. Oh, and that's probably going to be it. Yep.
That's it.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah, it gets the berry and then the up smash for the win there. And he has brought Faulkner back to a tie. So it is now 6-6. That's just 2 6s, not 3. So we're allowed to have it as a Christian university. So just 6-6. But yeah, so now Faulkner back on even playing ground. But since it took us a while to get back to that tie, it does mean that the advantage they have now is they get to counterpick. So it looks like they're going to go back in with Inkling. So they are changing up the lineup just a bit. And honestly, from their perspective, it makes sense. It does seem like Rob struggled a little bit more with Inkling than he did the other characters. So since they got the advantage of being able to counterpick, of all the people on the team that Josh played, Inkling was the one that did the best.
Yeah.
However, I would also note that some of the KOs that Inkling got were quirky. For example, you remember that first KO, we don't know what happened, but Rob just like flew off the stage and never recovered. So because of that, you know, they may wind up in trouble here, because as long as Josh doesn't have something weird like that happen again, this might go a very different way for them.
Yeah.
So they have banned Halabastion, Town and Country, and Smashville. So interesting that Josh has banned Halabastion. I would have expected him to ban Final Destination, Town and Country, and Smashville. But they go with Small Battlefield again. So I think that this is going to go really well for the Eagles. I have high hopes for this. And the fact that we have the Lieutenant Kaizen in the driver's seat, I think bodes really well for the Eagles. All right, so we're about to get underway here.
3, 2, 1, go!
So Inkling has a very weird dynamic in this game, in that whenever you get painted, the more paint you have on you, the more damage you take from attacks after you get paint. So that means that Inkling has a weird dynamic in this game that really no other player has, which is you can kind of snowball as Inkling. So maintaining control and avoiding even minor damage is kind of important with when facing an Inkling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh, gets buried, and yeah.
And takes the brush hit, yeah.
Yep, so that's Tougaloo takes the lead back, and that's one of Inkling's bread and butter kill moves. If you can get the berry, and then, like you can see, it can kill it relatively low damage. Oh, and we're playing the gyro game, guys.
Yep. Rob doing Rob things.
Yep. And that's going to be it.
That's it, yep.
So back down to a 2-2, and good on Josh for not panicking and being able to keep it fairly low damage before Inkling comes back. Able to keep it pretty even. Oh, and gets hit by Big Laser.
Yeah. Inkling's also in a little bit of a weird size category.
Yeah, also true. Inkling doesn't weigh much.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know exactly what her weight is relative to everybody else, but she's on the lower end of the...
I think it's probably lower middle is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that sounds right. Honestly, since she's not in the meta, I hadn't studied her much. Uh-oh, and gets the berry again.
Yikes.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought Rob would be able to DI out of that.
Gotta tell Josh to turn on his turbo button.
Well, no, not out of the berry. I thought he would DI out of the the smash,
Yep.
like be able to recover from it. But I guess not.
There we
That's
go.
it. Good old Rob side B.
Chain kill. Ooh.
Now it takes a significant amount of damage from that under platform stage.
Oh, his Inkling's forward air combo gets kind of interrupted there by the gyro.
A little bit, yeah. There is only one other character in Smash Bros. That has that weird paint mechanic where you do extra damage, but that's Master Hand, so we don't have to worry about that.
I don't think he really does.
Can you imagine if we had to play Master Hand against? Seem a little unfair.
Yeah. Ooh, come back.
Oh,
He got the tech off just barely, and
whoa!
ooh,
Oh
yikes.
man! Off-stage game being big for Inkling in that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Tougaloo now a stock ahead, able to. I really thought that they were going to even it up there, but no. Unfortunately, Josh just a weird off-edge play winds up, and it's rare that Rob is not able to recover from something like that, because that's one of Rob's biggest advantages. Is he has amazing recovery.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're just a weird series of events leads into, and I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Inkling player. Like, props to them for being able to orchestrate it, but at the same time, just a weird series of events, and playing a character he's not used to playing very often leads to Rob not being able to close the deal.
Yep.
So it looks like, as expected, because he's really the only one left, they are sending in Connor as Ridley. That was weird. I know you guys probably couldn't hear it, but they're playing Overwatch in the arena next door, and I think something weird must have happened because they just shouted Overwatch stuff.
Yeah. Strange noises.
Does happen. So they've banned Small Battlefield, Town and Country, and Smashville. That's fine because, like I said, Ridley doesn't care very much
really.
about stage. It's, I would say the only bad stage for Ridley, Kalos maybe,
Yeah, I could see that.
and I'm not even sure that that's the case. But I mean, honestly, I don't know the arenas that are good for him, to
Yeah.
be perfectly honest. Oh, actually, they've picked Kalos, so I guess I was wrong. But we'll see.
That we will.
But yeah, like I said, stage just doesn't make that big a difference for Ridley. He's so big and has excellent under platform and over platform options. Well, I say that much more so under platform than over platform. But my point is, doesn't make that big a difference. So here we go.
All right.
Very purple matchup here. I do love that Connor always goes with Meta Ridley.
Yeah.
I like the Meta Ridley skin.
You know, one of the we were talking about Master Hand, and I kind of thought the one of the things we haven't seen much else of
Ooh.
in Smash Bros. Involvement is Monster Hunter, because like they had Rathalos as a classic boss, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think that has to do with the fact, though, like, honestly, and I'm not trying to be critical of what you're saying because you're correct, but like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, what are you supposed to do with Monster Hunter? There's not really characters. There's just like,
It would kind of be one of those things like be a lot like Byleth, I feel like with
Maybe?
with all the different, some moveset with all the different weapons of some sort,
I guess.
3 or 4 different weapons.
Truth is, I don't really like Monster Hunter, so I don't care if they're in it or
That's
not.
fair enough.
Man, and KO from Inkling. So one thing that I did notice also about this match is that you'll notice that Connor got a lot better near the end because he took about 50 or 60 damage fairly quickly, and I think that's just because Inkling being a range character. Uh-oh. Got to get out of that.
Oof.
Oh, man, a missed opportunity there. And costs him a stock. That's the thing about Smash Bros. Sometimes missed opportunities don't really do anything, and sometimes you die from them. So there's a very big...
There it goes.
Yeah, and Faulkner, unfortunately, down to their final stock, they're going to have to completely... Like, Connor would have to one-stock their final combatant in order to win this one.
A little bit of a rough start. But
Yeah. We in a tight spot.
Connor's been the clutch king.
He has.
So
He has clutched out several times, so it would not be unprecedented for sure. And, I mean, if we have to go to a rubber match, we go to a rubber match, but I'd a lot rather just end it here and call this one a night.
exactly.
Just be sitting here in the arena thinking about beaver nuggets. All right, PNG is going to be on Toon Link. PNG, not get JPEG,
Oh, okay.
in case
Good
you were
to know.
wondering. Yeah. Or GIF. No,
Oh, yeah.
no GIF, just PNG.
We clarified that.
Yes. I didn't want the audience to be confused.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So we're going to see Toon Link again. Toon Link is a fairly solid match against Ridley, but the thing that Ridley has an advantage over him with is that, yes, the projectiles can give any of the big characters, not just Ridley, some issues, but Toon Link doesn't have a ton of kill power.
Yeah.
So, and he doesn't have awesome recovery either.
Mm-hmm.
And so Connor's been really good at ledge guarding tonight.
Yeah.
If he can get him in a position to where he has to rely on his ability to avoid a ledge guard,
Yeah.
that puts us in a very good light. So we'll see if Shadow Death Guy able to pull that one off. Hopefully that is the case. And it looks like we're about to get started. So for all the marbles.
For all the beef nuggets.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, if the prize were beaver nuggets, I would have jumped in on this one. I mean, I was in the starting lineup, so. All right, so Young Link starting out as expected, trying to get some push off with projectiles, but very quickly Ridley puts him at 50%. All right.
Just getting those.
And that's another thing, too. Link has pretty good projectile protection because of his shield and because of other things and the fact that he's short.
Mhm.
But those command grabs are a nightmare for a Link player. And I know from experience, painful experience.
Yes.
Yep.
And just get
Yep,
off the
and
edge.
that's going to
Oh.
be the first one. Like I said, if you wind up having a ledge guard as Toon Link, you're probably going to lose.
Absolutely.
And that's not just against Ridley, that's against just about
That's
anybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Good aerial there.
Yep.
Neutral. See, that's one thing that Toon Link has that's a little bit different from normal Links. Oh, and Boomerang comes back to take him out of that combo. Very lucky for that Link that Boomerang happened to hit there. Oh, man, missed opportunity. Connor really needed to get a good punish in there, but unfortunately misses it by a little bit.
Oh, just
It's a weird...
kind of runs out on the
Yep.
command grab.
Yep.
But
Toon Link
himself.
again
All right.
winds up below ledge and not able to. So Connor's at 130, so he's definitely not in the best position, but I mean, basically he just has to tack on damage really quickly, and Toon Link, as all links, do have a problem with getting kills. So, but
yikes.
man, the up air, and in a extremely close match, Ridley unfortunately goes down, and Tougaloo takes round 2. So we are tied at 1-1. Can Faulkner come out and win this next round? We will see.
Yep.
I tell you what, we've been going about an hour now, so if we would, while we're between matches, just take like a 1, maybe 1.5 minute break, and we'll be back in just a second.
Preparing leaders for the river region and beyond, Faulkner University's Harris College of Business is distinctively different, focusing on ethics and character development in the classroom, and building ethical foundations with our new Ethics Institute. Living the mission of Faulkner University to glorify God through education of the whole person, emphasizing integrity of character in a caring Christian environment where every individual matters every day.
As a student at the Harris College of Business, I saw firsthand the mission of Faulkner University. My professors there not only taught me, but they also mentored me. They encouraged me, they cared for me, they instilled character and integrity into me. I mattered every day. That mission hasn't changed. Harris College of Business continues to provide its students with the tools they need to succeed in today's business world.
Did you know that 100% of Faulkner's computer science graduates
since 2014 have found jobs
in their fields within 6 months of graduating?
We live in the information age where you either use a computer or you get left behind. Are you ready for your future? Faulkner's computer science program is your gateway to a leading-edge career with purpose.
I built church websites, and through the training and instruction that I received from Faulkner, I was able to go right into my career after graduation.
It laid a solid foundation for what you need to know.
At Faulkner, there are many kind and knowledgeable people that are eager to help you prepare for the future.
In the U.S., there are predicted to be over 400,000 job openings each year for computer specialists with median wages well above average. What you learn at Faulkner will give you control of what your future looks like. Our faculty has an average of 16 years of industrial experience and is ready to navigate you to a bright future as a computer scientist. Come join us at Faulkner University. Your future is worth it.
With us here, being a part of our Faulkner Smash Bros. White Team game against Tougaloo College. It's Eagles versus Bulldogs, and we are knotted up at 1-1, so the rubber match is coming up. This one is for whoever goes home with the W. This one is going to decide it. So it looks like they are going to be sending in 3 a.m. dubs on Bayonetta yet again. So Keandre, the opener for all 3 matches, and they're going to also send in Lacion Bowser. So, from their perspective, I don't blame them. Bowser's had good luck against Bayonetta tonight, and I would do exactly the same thing. We've requested a gentleman to Pokemon Stadium 2. And we'll get an answer here in a second.
Yeah.
The anticipation is killing me.
Exactly. So, get to run it back for the 3rd time.
Yep. Yep, they have agreed to it, so Pokemon Stadium 2 it is. In this Pokemon match, we'll be having a Fire type versus a Dark type. Or Ghost type. I think it would actually be Ghost type. Because Bayonetta's alive, yes, but all of her attacks are, like, spiritually based. And a very quick Bowser Bomb. Oh. Wow. That was
almost pine cones himself.
Keandre trying to give Coach a heart attack.
Ooh.
And gets underneath Bowser's attack there. Smart move by them. Goes into Shield and then Whirling Fortress, one of Bowser's. Oh, wow. And not only able to get a KO, but able to do so at very, very low damage. So again, Yeah, going with Bowser to start out, not a bad idea.
Oh, he's gonna give him on the. Oh.
Yep. So now Keandre in a bad spot really needs to take at least one stock, and is not in a great position to do it, because Bowser was able to take 2 stocks with only about 40 damage.
Yeah. Bowser just keeps using those forward smashes, and there doesn't really seem to be much Keandre can do about it.
Wow, and yeah, and yeah, I think the problem was not only had that matchup been done twice, but because of that, Bowser knew exactly what to do.
Exactly what worked, yeah.
Yeah, and there was not much change in Keandre's game plan, whereas the Bowser had decided to go hyper-aggressive and to keep on the ground. Did a much better job of staying on the ground and not having to worry about juggling.
Exactly.
And because of that, just the combination of the hyper-aggressive and also just like tough guying through things, didn't play cautiously at all. But in that matchup and the way that Bayo was being played, it worked. So there you have it. Now, Faulkner not in a great position and needing to do something to basically need a 3-stock or something similar. And unfortunately, while it is true that Sora's been playing well against Bowser, not well enough to 3-stock. So can Dish wind up squeezing out a 3-stock or, you know, something similar? Doubtful. I think he's going to wind up coming out of this with at least 1 stock gone.
Oh, yeah.
Even if he wins. Because now he has to play Bowser with all 3, and Bowser is a very difficult character to kill.
Yeah.
So, luckily, Sora, despite his form and what you would think, old boy's got a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we'll see. Definitely not a bad matchup for Bowser.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll see like a zoning Sora. Like, if Dish plays him a little bit more zony than he has been so far tonight.
Be interesting.
Dish tends to like the close-up play.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if that's the case. They have banned Smashville, Kalos, and Battlefield. So, again, they have not banned Final Destination, which means Dish will probably pick that one, I would imagine.
That would certainly make sense.
Yep. Yep, that's what they go with. Not just Final Destination, Final semicolon Destination. Apparently this is a compound sentence. So, interesting bit of trivia. In Greek, the semicolon is a question mark.
Huh. Okay.
So if you see a semicolon, that means that sentence is a question.
Ah, yes. That's, you know, so when I accidentally on my phone keyboard hit the semicolon button, it was like, no, that wasn't a mistype. It was just a Greek question.
Yes, I was speaking in Greek, and it's a sentence now. Also, interesting, Dish, for the first time tonight, does not go with Wisdom Form Sora, instead goes with Final Form Sora.
Ooh.
Or not Final Form, what is it? It's Ultima Keyblade's alternate form.
Okay.
Yeah, Final Form's slightly different.
Ah, gotcha.
It's more silver, whereas this is more white.
Ah, gotcha.
And he doesn't have the zebra stripes in Final Form. Oh, no.
Ooh.
You know what I think happened there? Dish knows better than to shield underneath Bowser. I think he was trying to counter it as opposed to dodge.
Gotcha.
I think that's what happened there.
Oh. Hey,
Oh!
There he goes.
And for the first time tonight is able to pull off the Blizzaga up B combo kill.
Ooh.
Tough guy gets him again. He had him in a combo, but it just didn't matter because it's Bowser. Tried for a third one, didn't work, but it doesn't matter. He was able to recover from it. Whirling Fortress. Yeah, so you can see there Dish is doing the smart thing by almost all of his attacks have been aerial attacks because he knows that Bowser can tough guy through some of those if he's standing still. So he prefers to be higher so that if he does try for that forward smash, Dish isn't there to have it hit him. Oh, wow, and another one.
Really nice stock there.
Man. That was a weird one, but okay. Ooh. Dish just running through his MP there.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Who needs skill when you have special spam?
I have magic, sir. Oh!
Nice. Huge.
Yeah, so he took Faulkner from being down 3 to only down 1 and able to do so, with only losing a single stock. So props to Brandon, especially like Bowser's a heavy character that's hard to hit. That was that may be his best performance ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, honestly, because granted, he doesn't play in as many of them because the dude plays 3 different esports. And so he's really just an alt for Smash Bros. Technically. So he's not been in a ton of Smash Bros. Games himself, but of all of the ones he's played, that may be his best performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So excellent job by the SuperDish. If anyone was wondering why he's the SuperDish and not just a regular dish, there you go.
Exactly. He's one tough Teletubby.
That he is. The reaction from the peanut gallery over there was priceless. I thought about, because I was actually designing the specialty shirts, I'm designing the corn pop one now.
Yeah.
I thought about on the back of it putting a picture of Dish with a plunger on his head. It says one tough Teletubby. That would be the funniest thing ever. Okay, so they have banned Town and City and Battleville. It's going to be Kalos. There we go. I think Tougaloo forgot that they... Okay, there they go. They're good now.
They forget that they were picking.
No, I think that they forgot that they were supposed to wait because he just like went after him like he was about to attack. Oh man. I really thought that was going to be a not a pine cone because this one doesn't actually have a bottom, but just a messed up recovery.
Oh.
An attempted counter, but Mithra does not take the bait. Nice little down air there. And Thundaga gets the kill, and Brandon has brought Faulkner back to a tie by himself. Attaboy Dish. Gets the Blizzaga.
Oh.
Also, excellent job by the Mithra Pyra being able to... Oh! Yeah, luckily that attack does not have a boomerang effect, so once it goes out, it's just there. It doesn't do it doesn't have a comeback. And yeah, now Faulkner back down to being down by 1, but Dish was able to put a significant amount of damage on them for that, so let's see if he can bring it back. Oh, and a little misstep there. So we're back down to a tie. Come on, Dish, take this one out. Oh, and a double aerial combo. Little slide dash into Thundaga.
Ooh.
Scared me there for a second.
Yeah. That,
Sonic Blade's a great move, but it's risky.
It is. It really is.
because it's somewhat determined based on where your opponent is, which you can't control. Oh, good little up smash there, or up tilt.
It's a little bit out of range of Thundaga there.
A little bit. Good read by Dish, deciding to get away, and it was better to play it safe than to try to do something risky. And Thundaga gets the KO. Man,
Very
Dish
nice.
popping off. Goes through 2 combatants with full stocks and winds up securing a lead for Faulkner. So,
Absolutely.
dude is playing a heck of a game tonight. Man. And it's also important to note that both Bowser and Mithra Pyra very high in the meta right now.
Yeah.
So excellent play by him. You know, you just can't say enough good about it. You could tell that he made several wise decisions there. For example, one of the things that was the best, I was like, oh no, he's going to go for the combo off of the Blizzaga and wind up getting Prominence revolted as a result. But nope, backed off, was like, I don't want any of that. Well, I'll just play it safe. Just played the slow game, didn't get up in his head about it, executed, and took home the win. So,
one of the things I
go
definitely
ahead.
noticed was that he had really, really good spacing.
Yes.
That entire game. He just so happened to be able to get, he could back up just enough so that he could get those Thundagas that, that just racked up so much damage for him.
For sure. And Thundaga is a move that it is tricky to space because of how far ahead of you it goes. And like we saw in the last match, you have to be careful because, especially with the Pyra, if she gets in front of it, then she takes it. But you could see Dish being much more careful about his spacing in that last round. Okay, so now it's going to be Sora versus Inkling, and this is a new matchup for Dish. He has not faced the Inkling so far. But if he can take even one stock here, because he only has one stock left, but if he just trades and takes a single stock, that puts Faulkner in a really good position considering they still have Kaizen and Shadow Death Guy in reserve right now.
Yep, absolutely.
I believe this Inkling, just based on the play we've seen tonight, is probably their best player.
I think that's a fair assessment.
And honestly, I think what they do here is they change it up, and then no matter how this match goes, they put in Ridley instead. Because we've seen Rob struggle with this one.
Ooh.
Oh, recovers high, and that's again one of the disadvantages to Sonic Blade is that he would have recovered perfectly had the Inkling not changed positions. And because he did, Sonic Blade also changed its position. Yes!
Oh, very nice.
And able to get an off-the-stage KO. But, man, what a run by SuperDish.
Absolutely.
He's... Yeah, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I was sitting on the edge of my seat that entire, last 30 seconds.
Yeah, so able to put his team in a position to where we're going into the next round with a lead, which is huge.
Yeah.
And the fact that Inkling now has to play from behind. And I don't know who they're going to send in. Like I said, I would probably send in Shadow Death Guy, but Josh may decide that it's smarter for him to go in. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Shadow Death Guy on Ridley, which makes sense. He's played much better against Inkling tonight. That's a better matchup for him. He does really well against it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also because paint is flammable, which I don't care what anyone says. I'm sticking by that as my reason that Ridley's been better against Inkling tonight is that paint is flammable. Paint types are weak against fire types.
Yes.
So Ridley would be like... I guess Fire Dragon.
Yeah.
Which would make sense. Much more so than Fire Flying, looking at you, Charizard. But
I don't know. It could also be more like Steel Dragon if you get Meta Ridley.
That's true.
Because Dragon also kind of encompasses just the fire.
Yeah. So we've determined, for those of you paying attention and keeping score at home, that Meta Ridley is a Fire Dragon Flying Metal type.
Ah, yes.
So there we go.
Really narrow it down there.
Boy, like what would that look like in the Pokemon type calculator? Your Pokemon type calculator app would explode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to figure out exactly what all that means.
I think I played a knockoff one time that it was like their whole gimmick was like give your Pokemon a third type.
See, I don't necessarily have a problem with that because honestly, there are some Pokemon it would make sense to have 3 types. For example, I have argued for a very, very long time that one of the typings that makes the least sense in the Pokemon universe is Lugia.
Mm-hmm.
Guardian of the Seas, Psychic Flying.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, if you're the Guardian of the Seas, you would think you would be a water type. And furthermore, Lugia looks almost more like a dragon than... So, like, water dragon, honestly, would be, I think, more sensical.
Yeah.
Now, Palkia also fills that, so I would be okay with... And I guess... I really think the reason they made it Psychic is because at that point in the like in the second generation, Psychic was like the meta type, Psychic and Dragon. So I think that that's part of it. But really, if you could make a case for any Pokemon having 3 types, I would think it would be Lugia, Flying, Psychic, and Water.
It's another interesting thing about Palkia is like what made them think, yes, space Pokemon, water type.
The ocean is vast.
And yet it's on the exact opposites.
I don't know. I don't know.
I guess we'll never know.
It would have been the perfect opportunity to introduce space type, but no. All right, so here we go. We know you guys are really going to miss our discussion about Pokemon typing, but
totally relevant. Yeah.
All right. So here we go. All right, so Shadow Death Guy having a little trouble to start out with. Inkling doing a much better job against him than he has in previous. Able to get him all the way to 93 without taking any damage. Again, this is one of the problems with fighting an Inkling is that tends to snowball. Inkling can either have a garbage outing where it doesn't do anything, or it can put you at very high damage. Oh, wow. And that same stage spike we saw to win the last match. Exact same spacing and everything. Of course, then it was against Rob, but but it's the same principle for sure.
Exactly. There you go. Got him something good. Position there.
Yep. Inkling able to time that and space that perfectly. Yeah, Ridley probably should be a little more leery of the off-stage game, considering the Inklings had a little more luck with him than that on this one. I would play it a little more conservatively than he normally does, ledge guarding from the edge.
Yeah, but that was a good down smash though.
Oh, for sure.
Ooh.
And a little neutral air, but Inkling barely able to stay outside the range of it. Oh, and a nice little forward smash. Oh. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I think Ridley was neutral airing, and when he landed, his hitbox for it had ended, and he wasn't expecting that. That seems to be what happened, at least from my perspective. Oh, going for the berry there. Smart for a Shadow Death Guy to avoid that. Whoa. Ooh. I mean, I know Ridley's... Uh-oh. That's always the danger, and that's why I don't like to spend any time on the ground against an Inkling, because you always have to worry about them doing the berry, which is a very cheap way to get a kill.
It is.
There are a couple... I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, because it's part of the game. I get it. There are a few characters that can do it. Rob is one. He has the berry hold. DK has the side B headbutt that berries. But the problem with the berry is if it lands, then if you're at any amount of high damage, that's it for you. You're done. And so props to the Inkling for being able to do that. But it's one of the reasons that, especially as a Ridley, the play is to stay off the ground as much as possible. And Ridley's a character that can do that, but unfortunately, he was on the ground just long enough for Inkling to sneak in a side B and get a berry there. So that means we are where we are. Moniker's going in as Rob, and Rob does have to take 4 stocks using only 3. So let's really hope that him playing this Inkling multiple times has gotten it to where he can go into the next match with all 3 stocks. That would be really nice to see. Unfortunately, and this is one of my biggest gripes with the crew battle format, if you keep your stock, doesn't matter if you're at 500 damage, you go back with 0. Yep. And so because of that, again, it's one of the reasons that I really don't like the crew battle format, but, you know, it's what Nace plays, so it's what we play. But that's where we are right now. So Inkling does go in with a clean stock at 0%. So Josh is going to have to be able to do something here to be able to pull that one off. So we did take a quick break there. You couldn't see it off scene, and we do apologize for the silence there. But what was going on is the team decided to really quickly, before the final stock, engage in a quick team prayer. So we decided to kind of honor that and just stay quiet, because I know you guys can't see our studio, but we're actually in the same room they are. So just kind of let them have that moment. All right, so Inkling is going to take stock 1 and stock 2. And we're about to get underway as soon as they taunt. Taunts are in. And Inkling jumping the gun a little bit there, actually, before the taunt was over. And going to gyro, laser, gyro again. Goes for the berry there. Not able to get it. Rob side B doing its thing. And a little neutral air. Inkling has several good under-platform options, but luckily Rob, smart enough to know that, is able to stay away. And it's not one of the better under-platform games. Oh, and a good neutral air. Oh, actually goes for gyro, but I didn't see it. At some point, Inkling had picked up gyro, and so it didn't work. Good neutral air there. Tries to... Oh, and back air for the win!
Back air.
Man! What a hit! So... here we go. This is it. It comes down to the wire for Faulkner, fighting for its life and trying to get its first win in program history. The Faulkner White Team has never won a game before. This could be the first one.
Yeah.
And we're in a very good position because the Inkling had been the opponent that had tripped Josh up the most. Yep. He's played very well against everybody else. But we're going to see if he can take down the last one, which remind me again, Ethan, do you remember what their last person was? Because they've switched up. Isn't it the Shadow Toon Link?
Yes. It's
yes. So it's a Shadow Toon Link there. And, you know, that's a very good matchup for Rob. So, again, the biggest problem he's going to have is Toon Link Shield. But honestly, for most Link players, they're playing in such a way that that doesn't become a huge issue. It's almost more like a gimmick than something that you can rely on reliably. And as a young Link main, I know this. Do not rely on your shield too much.
Yeah.
You will get burned by that. So that being said, that's really the only big obstacle. So Faulkner in a very good position here, and Josh is definitely in a good spot where he can bring it home. So he's banned Final Destination, Smashville, and Town and City. And Toon Link is in. This will be one of the few times I'm pulling against a Link player. I feel some solidarity there.
Yep.
But for this one, Rob all the way. Soar Eagles. So I cracked our producer up with that. Soar Eagles. That's Soar Eagles. You didn't know that? You're a Faulkner student. You're supposed to know these things.
You've been here for how long?
3 months.
It's been longer than that.
You came here in August. It's February. All right, here we go. So 3 stocks and we're good. Gyro's already out there. So Josh just casually throwing gyro for no reason.
Yep, just trying to get the early damage in.
Yep.
Then ended up getting the last match taunt in.
By the way, good perfect shield by that Toon Link. But Josh able to answer.
Oh, you can't really even call it a taunt at that point. It's more like a salute.
Salute. Probably too young to get that reference.
Most likely.
Hee-haw?
Oh, nope. No, I'm actually not.
You're from Wetumpka. Surely you've seen Hee-haw.
That was...
Oh, nice. It catches the end of the side B and a gyro.
Gyro.
Yep. Don't hit him, Josh. He's Toon Link. He can't come back from that. Believe me, I know. And he knows that too.
Yep.
Toon Link with his lame, uncombustible arrows.
No fire damage for you.
That's right. Just straight stabbing.
Man. Lame.
Nope. And Josh overcommits a little bit there to his down tilt, but it winds up not mattering. Oh, and tries for the tether grab. Good read on Josh getting out of the way of that.
Ooh, hits him with the end of the...
Yeah, see, that thing is so deceptively long.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. Oh, and pine cones himself. All right, so Josh now ahead by 2 stocks.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Really misses the spike there.
Not to toot my own horn, but I take credit for that one because I've used that against Josh so many times. I feel like I'm the reason he knew to avoid that. That up smash is deadly from well, any of the links, really. Adult links is the most annoying because it actually sweeps and goes through platform.
Yeah.
All right, and a good tether grab by him. Going to use Boomerang here. All right, good ledge game by Josh. And using the back air to actually propel himself forward.
Gotta use the rocket till you got him.
That's right.
Oh.
Smoke him if you got him. And Tougaloo able to take a damage, but man, he's already at over 100 damage, and Rob still has 2 stocks. Unless something very strange happens.
That was almost our very strange thing.
Don't jinx us, Ethan.
I would.
I was about to say, although that might be partly my fault, you know, commentators cursing.
I was gonna say. I think if anything.
Yeah, I'm blaming you regardless, though. I'm the coach.
Okay.
I do what I want.
I see how it is.
Good neutral air there. And Toon Link wisely using his tether grab to recover. Wants to recover low. He's seen that Rob can really take advantage of a high recovery there. Oh, and big laser. This Toon Link is at 170. And Rob trying to just get that kill shot on him. That's it.
All right.
Yeah. Faulkner gets its first win in program history for the white team. And that's going to be it with a final score of 1-2. Faulkner is victorious, and we'll also give you updates to see how well we did in the tournament in Opelika whenever those guys get back. I would check my phone to see if we got any updates, but I don't have it. Because I was in a hurry to get out of Greek class, and I left it behind. It's probably sitting on my desk back at my apartment right now. So, that being said, Faulkner takes the win. Eagles get this win locked up, so very proud to have their first win in program history, and led to victory without the help of their blue team. They did it all on their own and should be very proud of that.
That was quite the match.
Yes, it was, especially there at the tail end, a nail-biter. And you really love to see it. So Faulkner takes the W on this one. Tougaloo loses by a score of 2-1, and that's going to be it for us. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back with our post-game show and interview in just a moment.
Preparing leaders for the River region and beyond, Faulkner University's Harris College of Business is distinctively different, focusing on ethics and character development in the classroom and building ethical foundations with our new Ethics Institute. Living the mission of Faulkner University to glorify God through education of the whole person, emphasizing integrity of character in a caring Christian environment where every individual matters every day.
As a student at the Harris College of Business, I saw firsthand the mission of Faulkner University. My professors there not only taught me, but they also mentored me. They encouraged me. They cared for me. They instilled character and integrity into me. I mattered every day. That mission hasn't changed. Harris College of Business continues to provide its students with the tools they need to succeed in today's business world.
Did you know that 100% of Faulkner's computer science graduates
since 2014 have found jobs
in their fields within 6 months of graduating?
We live in the information age where you either use a computer or you get left behind. Are you ready for your future? Faulkner's computer science program is your gateway to a leading-edge career with purpose.
I built church websites, and through the training and instruction that I received from Faulkner, I was able to go right into my career after graduation.
It laid a solid foundation for what you need to know.
At Faulkner, there are many kind and knowledgeable people that are eager to help you prepare for the future.
In the U.S., there are predicted to be over 400,000 job openings each year for computer specialists with median wages well above average. What you learn at Faulkner will give you control of what your future looks like. Our faculty has an average of 16 years of industrial experience and is ready to navigate you to a bright future as a computer scientist. Come join us at Faulkner University. Your future is worth it.
Back, we are here with the Faulkner Esports post-game show. We got SuperDish coming off of a win against Tougaloo College with a score of 2-1. And the reason we have Dish in for the interview today is because he was a really big part of that. Dish, of course, the first question I got to ask is, you went on a run where you took, what was that, 7 stocks, I believe?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I love the response. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was 7.
it was amazing. I know we started out rough on the beginning of that round.
We did.
And to be honest, I looked at Keandre and I told him, he had his head down. And I was honest with him. I said, as long as you're here for me, then we're here for each other.
There you go.
This is going to work. Teamwork.
Yep.
We might be playing single player against other players. But as long as they're here,
right.
I'm here.
Absolutely.
So I think teamwork did a lot tonight, but I know that we play against other people one-on-one, but I think without them, I think the energy that we had with each other, I think we wouldn't have won, honestly.
Well, there's no question that, and granted, I only got a little bit of it because I'm here talking to the audience, of course, but just based on my observation from what was going on over there, the environment in the arena tonight was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It was, everybody was like, you know, really in there and really dialed in the zone. And so really proud of you guys and appreciate the work that you put in. So let's talk about that. I know that one of the things that was a little bit of a struggle is you had played that Pyramithra before and had gotten the better of you several times, but you were able to 3 stock with just losing one. Well, technically that's not a 3 stock, but you were able to just have one stock lost against them and take 3. So what was that like?
I just kept learning. Every time I failed against them, I felt like I learned something new against that Pyramithra, how she played. And I'll kudos to her for getting me the first 2 times. But that 3rd time, I kind of figured out what was going on. Switching up your gameplay might be a better choice in the future. But as Sora, I kind of learned that my Sonic Blade wasn't getting shielded through that much. I also learned that my Nairs weren't getting shielded through that much either. I have a problem shielding, but if the person I'm playing against plays exactly like me, having a problem against shielding, I'm more than likely going to take that advantage there.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not shielding, and that's actually something that I struggle with from time to time, you know that about me.
Oh, yeah.
Since I struggle with my shield game, a hyper-aggressive strategy tends to be the one that works best against me, and it seems like the same thing was true of the Pyramithra. I also wanted to point this out, and Ethan's actually the one that pointed out in the broadcast tonight. I mean, I noticed it too, but he really zeroed in on it. It's like, your spacing was stellar tonight.
Oh, I've gotten a good bit better with that, especially with my Blizzaga up smash combo.
Right.
I learned through people in here, I was having a problem with it at first because they were not dodging out of it, trying to struggle to get out of it. I've noticed I had a problem with that a little bit, but that gave me a problem because I was so conditioned to people trying to break their controller, trying to get out of it.
Yeah, Titus will do that to you too.
Oh,
yeah. He'll about break a controller trying to get out of it. And he's good at it too. Like, he mashes faster than anybody here. But to that end, I noticed that what you did was you're like, oh, well, that gives me an extra opportunity to up smash real quick and then go into my up B. And it tended to work really well once you figured that out, because I remember the first 2 rounds, you didn't hit it even once. You tried, but failed to do it a couple times.
Yeah.
But after you got that timing down,
I learned to put an extra up smash on there. That gave me an extra, 2 seconds, and then that was
and then the ice was broken by the time you reached the height of your hit, and then it was just game over at that point.
I had to do it all by myself then.
You put on the Thanos glove. I'll do it myself. But man, great round. And I did want to ask you one last thing before we part, because especially this being a Christian school, I wanted to ask, because I've done this with you guys before, obviously, but I don't do it in game because I'm here. What led y'all to the prayer right before the last game of that? Like, what was it in the team dynamic and in your conversations that you decided to just go ahead and have that moment with your teammates?
There was a lot of stress there. There was a lot of tension that needed to be unease, and I know the one person to go to help us with that.
Amen.
And with that being in mind, I think we all needed that at that moment, and I think that lifted a burden off of all of our shoulders, which we need to do every single day. And I think that helped Josh a lot. I think that helped him a lot, and I think that helped us as a team. I think we needed that, and us asking for that, I give all my power to him.
Amen. Well, I think one thing that it does mentally, and I don't mean to go off into a theological discussion here in the postgame show. I mean, I'd love to do that. You guys can check out my Bible studies on my page at tacticsradio.com if you're interested in that. But one thing I will say about that is, as long as you keep in mind what's really important, you still want to win the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But you are aware of the fact, you know what, at the end of the day, if we lose this game, all the important stuff is unaffected by that. Like, God's still going to love us. We're still going to love each other. So at the end of the day, even if we wind up not winning, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not as important. And I think that does take a lot of pressure off of people.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yep. Well, a fantastic effort, and thank you so much for being with us here, Dish, and giving a great interview and having just, I mean, you were definitely the MVP of the night with taking 7 stocks there in the middle of that 3rd round and setting the team up for success.
Wouldn't be able to do it without my team.
Amen. So glad to have you here. So that's going to be it for us. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, and I know you've got practice, and I've got practice, so and I'll also be going to CYC tomorrow, so I'm going on a recruiting trip tomorrow, so we got stuff to do. But, man, this is a great way to send everybody off into the weekend, and we got Counter-Strike tomorrow as well.
Oh, boy.
So you'll be there for that. So speaking of that, our next broadcast is going to be Counter-Strike, and that's going to be tomorrow, February the 23rd at 6 p.m. Versus École de Technologie Supérieure.
I think you said it right.
I think
Yeah.
And if we didn't, our viewers probably won't know the difference. So
you're right.
It's ETS. It's a French college in Quebec, and that's why they have a name in French. It roughly translates to the Institution of Superior Technology. So we have no idea how good they're going to be, but, let's beat Canada, America.
Yeah, let's do it.
But we'll have that tomorrow. I mean, it's a game about guns and blowing up stuff. Surely we're better at that than Canada.
Of course we are.
So we're going to be playing them tomorrow night. Be sure to look for that. I will not be here because I'll be in Gatlinburg on a recruiting trip. But don't worry, Josh Chalchi and Connor Hagin, they're going to be bringing you all of the action tomorrow night. So they have you covered there. So that's going to be our next broadcast. And then our next Smash Bros game is going to be a Smash Bros Blue game. And that is going to be Thursday, February the 29th at 6 p.m. against James Madison. So it's going to be Eagles versus Dukes in that matchup. And we will be more than happy to bring that to you as soon as they get back, because they're in Opelika tonight. So whenever they come back, and they'll be in the arena next week on Thursday against James Madison at 6 p.m. Special thanks to everybody that was helping with this broadcast tonight, which was definitely, that was a team effort as well.
Oh, yeah.
As always, our head producer, Liz Anderson, doing a great job pressing all the right buttons and making sure that we look good on camera, which is, especially with a longer game, that's tougher to do. So we appreciate all of her hard work. And also our color commentary and my broadcast partner, Ethan Dixon. A special thanks to him for coming in when he doesn't normally do this anymore, sort of coming out of retirement as last year's broadcaster of the year to be able, or producer of the year. He was producer of the year. To be able to come in and do that. We appreciate him taking some time out of his evening to do that. And, of course, I'm your head coach, Caleb Colquitt. So that's going to be it, saying so long from Regitar USA High Res Arena. We will be back again tomorrow for that Counter-Strike game against ETS. And until that happens, stay the course, friends.
The preceding broadcast was an official presentation of Faulkner University. It may not be redistributed without the express written consent of the Faulkner University Athletic Department. Regitar USA High Res Arena is sponsored by Regitar USA. The national anthem was performed by the Faulkner University Chorus. If you would like to learn more about the Faulkner Esports program, visit our official website at faulknereagles.com or follow us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram for all the latest news and events. Thank you for watching, and soar Eagles!